Welcome to another episode of Healing Space. I am your host, Cara. I am your friend and supporter on this mental health journey that you are on. Today's episode is going to be about depression. I know, not the most fun topic in the world, but please stick with me because we're going to get into some really good tools to help manage symptoms of feeling down, depressed, all that type of stuff. Before we get into it, let's thank our sponsor, UCB. This podcast wouldn't be possible without them. Thank you, UCB. What is depression? Depression is more than just sadness. It's a medical condition that affects how you think, how you feel, even how you act. It can show up as loss and interest of things that you used to enjoy, changes in sleep, appetite, fatigue, feeling worthlessness, even physical aches. It's not just a feeling down issue. It's your brain and body being pulled towards a low state that can be really hard to shake. How HS and depression are linked. Living with HS can create the perfect storm for depression. Chronic pain, long healing times, fear of new flares, surgeries and scars, isolation because it feels easier to stay home than to face the perceived or possible questions or judgment from others. Even the simplest daily tasks like choosing what clothes to wear can feel exhausting. And depression doesn't just respond to HS, it can also make HS worse. Studies show that inflammation in the body affects brain chemistry, and HS is an inflammatory disease. That means flares may fuel depression, and depression may make flares harder to manage. Anxiety, it can become a two-way street. So what does the research say about depression and HS? In a 2025 dermatology study, people with HS were nearly twice as likely to experience major depressive disorders compared to those without HS. In a 2023 systematic review, around 30 to 40% of people with HS reported symptoms of being depressed, which is much higher than the general population. A 2022 study on depression in HS patients specifically, it was strongly linked that disease severity and social stigma and body image struggles went hand in hand with HS patients feeling depressed. In a 2021 study, HS patients with depression had a worse quality of life and more difficulty maintaining employment, showing the real world impact. In another study, depression is one of the most common comorbidities of HS, appearing in nearly 1 in 3 patients. Why does this all matter? When we connect HS and depression, it's clear. Treating HS isn't about just treating your skin. It's about treating the whole person, your physical health, your emotional health, and your mental health. It's also about recognizing depression doesn't mean weakness. It means your body is signaling it needs support. I give a quick reminder too that HS Connect has lots of different support groups. Groups for parents, for teens, for men. I would love for you to go check that out because support can be one of the best tools for helping with depression in HS. We will get more into the tools here shortly. Please stick with me. We are going to get into a scenario. I would like you all to get into the scenario with me. You can close your eyes unless you're driving, then do not close your eyes. Or if you're cooking, don't burn your dinner. But if you are seated and you are here listening with me, let's close our eyes and go through a quick scenario. I would like you to picture this. You've been looking forward to your best friend's birthday dinner for weeks now. But when the day comes, your HS is flaring. The type of flares that makes showering exhausting and just getting dressed feel impossible. You look in the mirror and all you see is the scars and the drainage and the negative thoughts creep in. I don't look normal. They'll judge me. I'm always the sick one. You think about texting an excuse, curling up on the couch and letting the night pass and hopefully no one noticing that you skipped out. But deep down, loneliness hits harder than the flare itself, and that's depression at work. One of the things that I've personally found the most difficult with dealing with depression and HS is finding the balance as well between taking care of the physical pain that comes with HS and also not allowing that to stop me from living life and letting depression creep in because I'm not going out and doing the things that I want to do. I want to go to this birthday dinner, but I am in pain, and staying at home makes me feel lonely, and then being lonely makes me feel depressed. How am I supposed to respect my body being in pain without also staying home, feeling lonely, and then depressed? The domino effect. I'm going to get into a few tools now. One of the things we can do is called behavioral activation. What it is it's doing a small structured activity that brings you pleasure or accomplishment to lift up your mood. A way that you can do this is even making a short list of things that might lift up your mood by doing them. A few of my personal ones that I have is calling a friend, painting, going for a short walk, For this scenario, maybe because we're going to honor that we're not quite feeling physically up for going to this birthday dinner. We're in pain. Going is just not a possibility. Instead, I'm going to look at my list of things to do that could hopefully help lift up my mood so that I don't just feel sad and lonely and that domino effect happen. If I'm going to look at my list, the first one's actually call a friend. Maybe I can call my friend or text her ahead of time and be like, hey, can I be Skyped in to the dinner just for a little bit? Can someone just take the phone, prop me up on a glass, and just let me join in for 15, 20 minutes to wish you a happy birthday so that you can still be a part of it. And that in itself could help lift up your mood and you don't feel like you totally missed out and you still got to be a part of it and you still got to wish your friend a very happy birthday. And then maybe after you could set up some painting. That's a low impact activity that you can do. You can sit down and paint and then maybe you give the painting to your friend after. Or maybe after you talked, your social battery's done and you sit back and you watch some Netflix. The second one could be thought reframing. And what it is challenging your harsh inner critic by shifting perspective. What you can do is maybe when you notice yourself maybe not talking very kindly about yourself, maybe something along the lines of, I'm ugly because of all my scars, which you're not, you're beautiful. You can tell yourself something positive instead. These scars show me that I am strong, I am resilient, and I am an HS warrior. And you're able to reframe these negative thoughts that can start the domino effect of feeling depressed and sad and lonely and bad about yourself into something that's at least neutral. Maybe you're not in a place where you can go, my scars are beautiful, but you can go, well, my scars are there, and it just shows that I'm continuing to get through this. This third one is one of my personal favorites and I probably use the most, and that is making a mood boosting playlist. What it is using music as a tool to shift your emotions and energy. What you can do is you can make a playlist with songs that maybe you could have a few. You could have some that help you be calm when you're feeling anxious. My favorite one is actually a bunch of upbeat and motivational songs. That help lift me up when I'm feeling down. Personal favorite song is High Hopes by Panic at the Disco. Shake It Off by Taylor Swift. We all know that one should be on a hype up playlist. And how it can work is maybe you're feeling down, you're feeling depressed. These thoughts of maybe negative body image thoughts, difficulty getting ready to go to a social event. You're just feeling so down. What I'll do is I'll reach for my phone and I'll put on this playlist and I will just move around, just dance a little, nothing crazy, and just try and, I guess, to not be cliche and cringy, shake it off and move through the emotions. I'm not going to ignore that I'm feeling depressed and down and just sad. I'm not ignoring or trying to stuff those down. I'm just going, let's see if I can just lift myself up a little through music and positive messaging in the songs to help me get through it. Fight song, I can't remember who sings that one, I'm so sorry. But Fight song's a great one. Just make a playlist that is true to you that can help lift you up when you are feeling down. And just a pump up playlist for the day. And the last one, you always know it's coming. It's the same as always, connection and support. Say it with me, connection and support. What it is and how do you do it? It is one of the easiest ones to do, but yet I know the hardest. And that is reaching out for support to friends, to family, to a therapist if that's within your means, so that you can have honest conversations about how you're feeling. Because sometimes just letting it out, just going to someone and going, I feel really sad today, and just saying that and having someone be there with you in it can be healing, and it can be validating that you don't need to feel ashamed or embarrassed that you are struggling with feelings of depression and managing your HS and all that comes into play with having a chronic illness. And if you're at a place where you're not sure who you can reach out to, like I said, and I will continue saying, hsconnect.org has support groups. One of my first core support groups and friends I actually made through my Instagram. That's how I met all of my HS besties. We're all out there. You can come connect with us. We're here for you. We understand what it's like to feel low because of our HS. You are not alone in that. And you will also see the other HS warriors, the HS Connect crew, already utilizing a lot of these tools. For example, Parrish and Joey, they use music quite frequently on their platforms and talk about mental health and how music has helped them. I even did a few interviews and articles over on Healing Space if you want to hear their stories on how music has helped them in their mental health. So that's going to wrap up today's episode on depression and HS and how they are deeply connected. But that doesn't mean you're powerless. With awareness, support, small steps, you can make space for joy and connection even on the hard days. Thank you for listening to this episode. I know a topic like depression is, well, kind of depressing, but you made it through the whole thing, and I really appreciate that. If you want to connect with me, you can go to my page, go to hsconnect.org's page. We have lots of other videos that we can interact on, and I would love to hear if you've tried any of these tools and how they've helped you. Thank you for being here.